everything. It's live.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the communities, personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I'm your host, Coco, and joining me, of course, is the Jew, one of Baltimore's best artists,
Oh,
and my new problem child, Semantic Antics.
My God, what an intro. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. How y'all doing?
So, how's everyone doing today? Let's talk about that. Let's go ahead and commit to the mental health check, shall we?
You sounding like you want to start it.
What?
You sounding like you want to start it.
you gonna start the mental health check?
Yeah, I'm gonna start the mental health check, and I'm gonna tell you how I'm feeling. I'm feeling great right now. I'm feeling really great. Been feeling great all day. Been feeling great all week. Cause I don't allow things that I have no control over to control me. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
With all the chaos that's going on in the world and all this rhetoric going around, I tuned it out. And you know what? It helps with your mental health because you don't give a shit about any of that because it really isn't going to help you pay your bills. It really isn't going to help you make that car note.
Mhm.
Oh,
True.
You see what I'm saying? Can you ask these people what you're going to have for dinner? No, no. You want to know why? Because they
Yeah.
don't care. They don't care, and you don't either. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way. That's the way you have to look at these things. These people mad about shit they got no control over. It's ridiculous, and I'm sick of
Well, thank you, Q. Jude, you want to go next?
my mental health is um fuck around and find out at this point. I'm trying to remain, level headed and, civilized. But I feel like the society and the world is set up for a motherfucker to lose their mind and with the narrative of the way people look at black women. You feel me? I mean, it's hard out here, trying to maintain my cool, speak my mind or feel a kind of way without being called aggressive or angry or, anything but having an opinion, or having feelings or, caring. It's always something negative, So I am holding on by a thread to not let one of my other personalities take over. I'm trying, remain a civilized black woman. But I swear to God, one day I'm not gonna be able to be that. And I'm gonna be one of me unapologetically.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm fine.
Okay. So I guess that leaves me. Um, I'm I'm okay. I'm okay. I think, yeah. I had a good day. I've been having a good week. So I got some good news. So I think I'm good. I don't have nothing long and drawn out. So while we wait for Paul, I guess we're gonna talk about couple of things, a couple of things tonight. So y'all want to start first, or Q? Do you got something you want to get off your chest?
Uh, yeah, let's go ahead and start the conversation.
Start the conversation. Okay, cool. So the first topic that we have is, so I saw something disheartening this morning on the news about the 6 children that were found in the storage, ranging from 2 months to 9 years old. So the story was, it was in Milwaukee. Somebody called to report that they were locked in the storage. Now the other piece is, the questions that I have for y'all is, who do y'all think called? Because I didn't catch who said it or who called or anything like that. Um, and before I get into my second question, or like, what are your thoughts on that?
Think about it, and I ain't gonna lie. I was meant to look up on that, but I'm gonna look on that in a second. But who do I think, without any knowledge of this topic, is somebody connected or somebody that feel guilty, judging off of some of the stuff, or probably somebody that just smelt it. Watch a lot of crime documentaries, so probably somebody who's either connected, have knowledge, or And I think it's sad because what is it? What's they call it when they kidnap the kids, and trafficking is at is high, and or even they was they like, where'd the kids come from? Was they kidnapped? That's crazy.
That
Was the
they didn't
family?
say, because it looked like it was a truck stop, because it was a lot of truckers. Because I know one of the guys that was interviewed, he was saying like he always parked his truck there. So he was like, he was surprised to hear, I guess when he had to get his truck, that some children were found. So the first thing, like most people thought about, was trafficking. But the funny thing is, someone brought up homelessness on one of the news stations that I watch. So I was just like, that's interesting, because there are some people who are homeless that will stay in a storage room and that stay in a storage locker.
Yeah. Were they American? Were they like
But they
There
don't
he
talking
really,
to?
is.
the Apple. So they
Hey,
don't really disclose the kids. Yeah, I gotta follow more up on the story, but it was just like the headlines was that these kids were found locked in a storage locker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tragic, event. Just to go, it's indicative of what happens every day here in America. Trafficking is that's big business here. You
Yeah.
know, that's big business. Kidnapping kids, kidnapping certain adults, whatever. You know, that's big business.
Mhm.
Black market money.
Yep.
But
They arrested 2 people.
yeah, and they're going to somehow politicize this event. Watch what I tell you. If they're not doing it already, they're going to politicize it. They're
Yeah,
going to
of
talk.
course.
They're going to talk about um probably something about how the left and all that, and then it turned out to be white people that's doing this, and they were like, oh shit, and they were MAGA. They found out they were MAGA also, and all of a sudden the house is rotting from within,
Mhm.
and that's
Jim,
it. It's indicative. It's
damn,
indicative.
man, my daughter calling.
Yeah, I mean, it's indicative.
I'll be back, y'all.
Okay,
Okay.
it's indicative because the the way this shit is unfolding, right?
Mhm.
It's all lining up with that Charlie Kirk guy, or whatever the fuck his name is, because I don't pay attention to any of that. I didn't even know who he was till he got killed.
We ain't there yet.
Yeah.
We not there yet.
Huh?
We not there yet.
right, right. And I just didn't understand that. But anywho, yeah, they're gonna politicize this event. Watch what I tell you. They're gonna politicize it, and then, Donald Trump's gonna try to play upon it so that he gains brownie points and takes credit for finding those kids.
Of course.
You see
So
what I'm saying?
can I say something real quick? At the reading about it, it do sound like a family, and they could be homeless. That's what I'm getting off of, because it sounds like they locked up two parents, a male and a female. So, and the children age range just seemed like, now, what if, just thinking, the father was probably part of this government lose the job thing, or one of the parents or something, or in the system with the layoffs or whatever, these people could have lost their job, and they could have lost their home, and they could be living, there. So I agree. I'm more on the homelessness now. You feel me? Like, you know,
Because the age ranges was too sporadic. It wasn't.
yeah, two
Yeah,
to seven or something like
Hmm.
that.
yeah, 2 months to
Hmm.
9.
26-year-old woman and a 33-year-old male.
But yeah, but it's true because I've heard stories of people who are facing homelessness who do, like I said, stay in a storage facility. And they probably thought, well, hey, it's safe. We don't have nowhere to go. They out there. We don't know what the circumstances were. So I think I'm going to follow up more. But it was just ironic how one of the articles that popped up, that was the first thing. Like the main ones was saying like trafficking or like who do the kids belong to. So I first saw it when it first happened. So a lot of things wasn't developing. They hadn't arrested anyone yet.
You know, people have been staying in the storage units though. People been posting them. Like, if you really, you can look on some. I shouldn't probably say that because the government probably watching, but people have been showing that they have been, doing that because it's been cheaper to do that than actually rent. It's illegal though for people to do that, but people have been living in the storage units. So
Yep.
now that my brain cells kicking in, I realized, like, a storage unit, like when you go and rent a storage to store your stuff in if you're moving.
Hmm.
I can see that people live in them. you know what do you mean? What was they doing in there? They probably don't have no house. Rent is high. A lot of people live in them. The problem now is they probably gonna do a raid of them because they done found one, and it's probably gonna be more people in there. You know.
Yeah, and then it's like, what happens when you see? I'm thinking maybe somebody saw them going there and probably didn't see them go out. Because at first I was thinking, well, maybe it's a family that probably fell on short times, and maybe the parents or parent maybe had put them in there and then called, was like, hey, just so the kids could be safe. I don't know. That was where my mind was going. Um, but sometimes you just never know, like
I was
situation.
living there.
Yeah,
You could probably look up right now, like, I live in the storage unit. Type that in, and you'll see people. Like, a guy was showing his whole crib on one of them. Like, he was showing, like, this is my little living. This is my little this. He had like a little shower thing he bought off of Amazon. It looked like
yeah,
he had a whole little setup with the little the little skillet thing to cook on. They probably living in there for real.
yeah. And that, but they might have just got caught like that day, but I don't think
Yeah.
that was the first time. And they probably, like I said, been in there for a
Mhm.
minute, and it was either that or be on the street, and that might
And
have
them
been their only
storage
alternative.
units be knowing that people be living in them.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Well, Daddy Duties was calling y'all. How everybody doing?
Hey,
Hey,
Paul,
Paul.
you
Great.
want me, you want me to catch you up to speed?
Yes, catch me up to speed, please.
So we only on the first topic, which was the 6 children that were found in a storage unit, locked in a storage unit this morning in Milwaukee. So
Mhm.
we were just kind of just sprawling out ideas. So Jude read the story. So it was a family, and I guess the parents were arrested. So we're gonna dig a little bit deeper before we go like too much into it.
Yeah.
Did you want to say anything in reference to it? Like, what are your thoughts?
They probably should have contacted Cuckoo Cow. But nah, Cause I'm gonna tell you, that's really sad. But smuggling is going on. Like Q said earlier, human trafficking is big money, real big money. So, and there's more losses. That right there, the storage unit, there's been losses constantly. You might not hear about them all the time, but there's always losses.
Mm-hmm.
That's smuggling. There's losses. I guess they call it collateral damage. But yeah, hopefully. But see, that's not what the government focused on. If they're gonna be focused on them smuggling people in like that, then they shouldn't be out there shooting people down in boats 2,000 miles away from the damn land, talking about they drug smugglers coming to do damage to the U.S. That's the same damn thing. So
But
go
you
ahead
know
and put
what
the
though? You know what, Paul? If they did that, that hurts them because United States is they make money in the
right,
drug game. They don't want to.
right,
They won't kill the messenger. They'll kill the person that sent the messenger, the underling that told the message to that messenger. But they won't go and upset the apple cart. If you understand what I'm saying.
right. So
Mhm.
that's the whole thing with that. That's how I feel about that. They they're not gonna do nothing with that because they know it's money. And
Right.
then Trump is on the Epstein list, so they know what they're doing. Some of them get caught, and then some of them still get through, and they all still getting paid and da 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 da.
Yeah.
Okay,
As long as it doesn't fuck up the flow of the money. That's what the
yeah.
whole the whole thing is.
I
You know what I'm
say
saying?
we better be glad they ain't trying to ship our black asses back in or out of here.
They can't. The
You
generation
know
that they
that,
brought over here is already, dead. This our
right,
land just as much as it's theirs.
right. That's why this cat is so intent on trying to make it where they can start sending criminals away, whether they citizens or not. Because see, then he can figure out, well, we can start sending their black asses on away from here too, and they ain't got to worry about them coming back. You see what I'm saying?
So
It's
let's
all.
wait till we get to that part because y'all kind of jumping the gun.
Oh, okay.
So clearly nobody checked their emails. Thank you
First of
again.
all, I printed it out.
I've been so
Thank you.
busy, I
I'm
ain't
just
had
sitting
time
here
for
like
nothing.
I know who didn't look and who did. Right. So let's just move on. So the next one is did everybody see what happened with Adrien Broner getting kicked off of the is what it is show?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So if you
I
haven't,
saw clips.
just a little background. So he got kicked off for for making the young lady stat baby uncomfortable. And it was like Cam did ask him to chill out with his comments and the things that he was saying, and also to show respect to her boyfriend who was present in the background, right? But he just could not resist himself and continued. So the thing that I noticed or that I know of is he has a history of um I gotta use my words wisely on two new platforms. Of
Of
being
abuse.
inappropriate with women while
Of
under the
being
influence.
abusive.
Didn't I just say I'm trying to choose my words wisely because we on two different platforms?
Yeah. Okay.
That's what he be, ain't it? Abusing.
So he
Shit.
being inappropriate with women and under the influence, which he was, and you could tell he was inebriated. But my whole thing was if someone tells you to chill and how you did it, well, one, how do y'all feel like Cam handled the situation? And two, what are your thoughts on his behavior making her uncomfortable? Because you could tell she was like kind of nervous. Like at first it was like, oh, okay. But then it's like, all right, how many times do somebody have to tell you? And it was like Cam only gave him one shot. And it was like, all right, I told you once, you keep playing with me. So now you gotta go.
Well, Cam is right because Adrian Bronner is an asshole.
Mhm.
That he's known to do this. He's known to be disrespectful towards women. You know what I'm saying? And there's no excuse for that. Gave him one warning, One. That's all it takes is one. Don't need to repeat yourself twice. Once should be the norm. Most people need to learn that in society today. Once. If I tell you once, leave me alone, and you don't. Second time, it don't come with a warning. It come with a fist. It may come with some boots.
It was cringy.
Stomp
Yeah,
jump.
yeah. I bet it was because Adrien Broner, look, that dude's a fucking loser. Okay, he's a fucking loser. I'll say it. Okay, the guy is a showman boxer at best. He gets his ass beat every time he gets in the ring. But he's flashy when he gets in the ring, doing the little dance, jigging, jigging for the man, tap dancing and trying to figure out what 2 plus 2 is. Or 2 plus 2 is 5. I don't know, boss. We don't know what we're gonna do about that. But as long as you give me my money. That's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I gotta get the gold fronts and I gotta get the rims on my car. The 18-inch rims and just floss it all day, boss. I put a rim on my damn necklace. You know what I'm saying? Spin that motherfucker around. You know what I'm saying? For your amusement. That's what we're dealing with here with him. That is what we're dealing with him. I don't want to. I don't even like this guy. I had funny vibes about Adrien Broner a long, 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 long time ago when he was boxing. When he actually boxed, and he was still getting his ass beat. He was still getting his ass beat. Okay. Yeah, he beat bums in the day. He beat bums, but when he had real competition in front of him, like Floyd Mayweather knocked his ass, knocked his ass out. I mean, because he talked too fucking much.
So what happened? I don't even know what the hell happened. You say Adrian Bronner. What the hell? Who in the hell is Adrian Bronner?
Yeah, the boxer.
He's a boxer. He's what, 34, 35. So
Uh
he's
huh.
a boxer.
You look
So
like he's 50.
he does look aged. You could tell I don't I don't know, but can y'all stop texting me while I'm up here? Thank you. Post it.
What do you do?
So no, because I'm getting messages about the show and I'm like, just comment it so I can read it because it's throwing me off. But when he so what he did was he was on the show with Cameron and Mace. So they have a young lady named Stat Baby on there. She's a nice looking girl. So it started off, he was on the show. One, he was under the influence. I don't know if he was drunk or something, but you could tell
He was fucked up.
something. He was under the influence or something. So
Mm-hmm.
then what happened was he the first comment he was like, oh, like pretty much like you're beautiful, da 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 da. But he just kept going to a point where Cam was like, hey yo, like, chill out, her boyfriend here, let's be respectful. And he tried to like give him an out. Like, I feel like when I asked you a question, you deflecting was trying to say how beautiful she is in a way. Cause it's like anytime they asked him a question, he was like, yo, stat. Like, yo, and it was just like it was cringy to see. And you
Mm-hmm.
see the discomfort. But if somebody tells you you're being inappropriate, chill out. So, and even after he said it, he couldn't just stop. He just kept going, kept going. So eventually Cam was like, yo, thank you for your time. I'm gonna pay you for your time. He pulled out the little money bag, counted them out a couple dollars, and sent them out his way. He's like, I'm gonna have to actually leave. He wasn't rude. He wasn't
Oh,
disrespectful. I felt like it was really classy and he protected her in that moment. Like,
right.
one,
So,
my boyfriend was there, it could have got ugly. And it's like, two, I asked you once. Now if you can't comprehend what I'm asking you, you're gonna have to dip. And he kept saying, oh, I love you, Kim, I love you, this, that, and the third. And it was like you could just tell he was just not with it. And it looked like Cam
Would
at
get
that
on there
point
and
was
do that with him. With
hmm?
him of all people. I said, I don't even understand why he got on there and did that with him. Cameron's one of the pettiest motherfuckers. Cuba Getting Jr. brother got mad because he called him Cuba Getting Jr. And did y'all see what
Mm.
he did? That motherfucker hired him for a fake movie. Recorded it and everything. You feel me? Cameron is petty. What I saw in the clip, he looked pissed. If he could have, he would have hit that nigga in the mouth. For real, because he felt disrespected. Cam did a grown man shit. Like he did some grown man shit. He carried that shit like a I'm gonna pay you for your time, but you gotta go. Cause he looked
Yeah.
like he really wanted to hit him in the mouth. But on some real shit, that nigga petty. You feel me?
Oh.
Cuba Good and Junior brother got mad, and y'all can look up the video because he
Oh my.
fucking
Yeah.
called him Cuba Good and Junior. And Cameron fucking fake how they he started going. He made songs about him or some shit. Made some rap songs. They was having like a rap with Cameron though of all people. But this nigga did the ultimate thing. He fucking set up a fake movie,
Oh,
had it recorded, everything. Man, he got clips of this nigga practicing and all types of shit. Like, why would you go on there and do something like that with him? He a petty nigga. That's all I'm saying. He
well,
was wrong.
he to me, you right. He ranked right behind 50 when it come to pettiness. Cause I don't think nobody more petty than 50. 50 is the pettiest man I ever seen in my
Hell yeah.
life. Woo!
But guess what? They New York, and guess what? Both of them New York niggas. Them New York niggas is petty as hell. That was my other point I wanted to say. And he a New York nigga. He handled that shit like a New York nigga would have. Them niggas is something different. I know we say Baltimore people different, but them New York niggas is something different too. Handle that shit
Mhm.
like a New York nigga would have.
Mhm.
He
No,
could
but
have got
I
petty,
think
but he didn't.
that's what I mean. I think he could have crashed out, like he would, and I think that's what people expected. What I do appreciate, one is show growth. Two, I think he was probably like, you messing up your own stuff. Like it wasn't that deep. Like I'm gonna just let you go now before it turned ugly, and then it is what it is. So I thought he handled it well. I thought he handled it like a
Yeah,
class.
hell yeah.
Well, didn't
It,
somebody come in there and chase Cameron around the studio one time for something he had said on that show of his? Didn't they come in there and chase him around the studio?
I don't remember that.
I don't
Somebody
know.
got chased around the studio about something they had said on one of them little cast things. I thought it was Cameron.
I don't think nobody checked the
Listen,
camera.
man, don't the between
I might be wrong, but it was somebody. Well, anyway, but yeah,
But I
I was
think what
yeah, he got his little money and sent him on his way packing. But I don't know who that guy was. I remember a guy vaguely by that name Boxing. But I just can't remember him really being impressive or nothing though. So I can't remember him.
Mhm.
Like he might have been one of them fly by night people.
Mhm.
I'm gagging. No, but I think what's interesting is the number of times that he's had complaints of assaulting women.
They ain't gonna do nothing to lock his black ass up. He be joining R. Kelly and them pretty soon
have
too.
he
Over
been
that shit.
arrested? Let me see. Has he been arrested?
No, I've seen videos where people went to file a complaint. So I don't know if they settled, which I think happens a lot, and we see it happen a lot. And I think that's why people always saying, "Oh, it's the money grab, it's the money grab." But when I think probably as women, we or and men need to be more mindful of what monetary payments they hit because people think that everybody out for money when they're really actually doing this and they get comfortable with thinking, oh, because I got a couple dollars, I can just pay it off and then they go away.
Mhm.
Well,
It never really goes away on the
it's just
woman's
less money
side.
they be having.
Right.
Just
Right.
less money they had to play with because you gotta keep paying shit off to
Mhm.
keep your ass free.
Mhm.
At some point, when the money get down too low, where you can't pay your way off, then that's when you're gonna start being dressed in them orange jumpsuits,
Mhm.
looking crazy. Say, help me, send me a package for Christmas.
But I think that's kind of weird because when they get away with it, even like to situations where like the Diddy's and everybody like that, they get away with it so long and doing the payouts and settling to try to make stuff go away. And then when it's that one that won't go away, so it's like now you're here. So and the public has a tendency to be like, oh, everybody just out to chase money. When no, you're actually really guilty. And it's like they're actually like interrogate, like what's it called when you go to the police station and you file a report? They actually have like the recordings of when it happened. So I don't know if he ever went to the prison, but I'm just like he has a history of it. So at some point, it's like, when do you change?
Yeah.
One of them women unalive.
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm saying when one of them do. I mean, if the system ain't going to help you, you gotta fight back for yourself. I'm not condoning, violence or nothing, but I'm just saying when he end up on the news as a victim instead of a suspect, that's when it changed. The system ain't out here trying. I mean, I'm not saying it fail them all, but when he end up on the news, that's when it'll stop. Because they always covering it up because they got money, quick payout.
That's right.
What would y'all have done in that situation?
And which one?
That same one. Oh,
About
everybody quiet. Y'all don't know what y'all would have done.
Hmm.
Everybody just up here blinking.
I probably done the same thing Cam done. Gave me a little bit of money and send me packing. Get on out here, cause you through. You just a has been a bum. Go ahead and get your money and get the hell on up out of here.
yeah, the same thing because Bronner, like I keep saying, has been known to be disrespectful to people. And even when he's like being interviewed,
Mm.
you can see the arrogance. He's arrogant, and I'm like, dude, have some class. Have some fucking class. You don't have to act like you in the. We know you from the streets, okay? You don't have to act like it. You don't have to put on that performative act for everybody to see. Because a lot of people don't give a shit. They don't. So just be yourself.
I think
I
some
would have made
people,
him feel way more uncomfortable than he made me.
right, and you see
He'd have
some
been up
people,
there cringing.
yeah,
But
'cause some people use, like, especially when you be like on platforms and they got like those type of audiences, they use moments like that as clickbait and to bring in more people at the expense of someone else being offended.
Hmm.
And that's how some people deal with like secondhand embarrassment, whatever, like that. So I think the way that he shut it down so early was appreciative, and they didn't use that for a clickbait moment. Or what was that show? I don't want to say the name because it's going to be, I don't want to, I can't think of the name of it. But it was somebody on there, and it was like the more that the person was inebriated and making a fool of themselves and just kind of let it go. And it's like everybody, that was watching was like, they need to end it, they need to stop it, they need to stop it. But some people would have used that, and I'm glad that he didn't. And that's why I said it's for him and the reputation that he has. That said, it spoke volumes. It was definitely growth. So that was my take. Anybody else
yeah,
got anything else on that?
I think I would have eventually put him out, but I definitely would have read his ass.
Yeah.
I definitely would have read his ass to Phil. I do think that Cam handled it, like a man should have. But I think that the right female up there with her, it would have been on a different level. You, you can check people without, being unprofessional. You can, because I would have, you know, there's ways around being,
Mhm.
just sarcastically ask some questions and then put your ass out. I wouldn't have paid him. Cam's a
Somebody else
better
in the
person than
comments
me
said the same thing.
because you would have had to go. You gotta go. I'm not paying you, but you gotta go for sure, for sure. With your old ugly ass, you up here with that Jordy, your hoardy ass, get out of here. I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
wasn't
Can I
even
not
there.
say that
It
on
made
here?
me uncomfortable.
Hmm.
I said I wasn't even. I mean, I wasn't in the room, but it made me uncomfortable just watching because I was like, "Oh my god!" And then you know how her smile turned into like that nervous smile, like let me try to keep it together and pull it together. I was like, "Oh my god!"
She probably was like that because it probably wasn't her. it was probably she was worried about what the fuck her boyfriend was capable of doing. Her boyfriend was back there. Now that would have made something different. You feel me? Like, don't you up there? This is you feel me now. I would have, yeah, the fear in her face was different. Like, too much disrespect. You know, you can't control.
What somebody else
I
do?
can't control, you feel me? How and then he already done told you from a female point of view. I completely understand that. Because
Mm.
a nigga will hit you in your mouth for that. It can de-escalate the situation as T.I. say expeditiously. He got rid of it, man. Like, yeah, I agree. That's how he did it right.
And he got up stumbling, and all Cam could do was just shake his head, like you knew, and that was probably an opportunity to like try to shine yourself in a different light, and you came and you pretty much effed him right.
Evidently, ain't no more light for him to shine in, is it? He done resorted to getting on podcasts or whatnot to get paid from being in the boxing ring. He's a bum in the boxing ring. Now he's a bum on the podcast.
Thank
Damn.
you. Thank you.
But
Cam
that's a
called him a
double-edged sword
junkie.
Thank
though,
you.
because a lot of times
I
these
totally
platforms,
agree, Paul. I totally agree. That dude's a bum, and I've been saying it. Paul's been saying it. That guy, that guy is a bum. Bum. That guy is that. Look. That guy. If he had to be class clown, he'd win that shit hands down. Okay. You gotta put a Jester costume on that Joker.
Just let him clown.
He's a fucking clown. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to date that ugly piece of shit. I mean, look, that motherfucker look like Mr. Hanky, okay? From fucking South Park. You know, hi,
Oh boy.
and I'm like, and dude, every time he's boxing, he's getting his ass beat. But he's a champion of what? What is he a champion of? How do you be a champion of getting your own ass beat? I don't
He's the
understand that.
it's like Rocky.
Right, Rocky. Man, Rocky had more guts than this motherfucker. And Rocky is a fictional fucking character. They got the statue in Philadelphia, right?
The
That's
champ
that.
of blocking his face.
Right, right, right. You
That's
know,
what
he's
Richie,
standing at the top of
Richie
the steps
said.
doing. He's standing at the top of the steps doing this shit. I'm like, that's the reason why nobody likes Philadelphia, because they worship a fictional character. Okay,
Oh,
they
oh boy.
worship Rocky,
Oh.
and Rocky didn't exist. Okay? Why are they doing this? Didn't it say something in the Bible about praising pagan gods?
Oh. Oh.
Why are we worshiping Rocky?
Oh.
First and foremost, why are we worshiping Rocky? Why? Why? Why?
Oh.
I mean, I thought the motherfucker was buried there, right? At the top of the steps, 'cause that's where everybody goes to. He's standing up there doing this shit, and and I'm like, you know what? This motherfucker don't even exist. I thought that nigga existed.
You thought Rocky was a real person?
And when I was a kid, I thought, look,
Oh, when you
you
was a
know,
kid.
that's
Okay.
what's
I got
the
look, I fell into the fog of misinformation as a kid. Thinking some dude named Rocky was gonna save America, right? Motherfucker's gonna be a boxer, boxing all around the world like Street Fighter.
your head the eye of the tiger. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was sitting there like, yeah, I like Rocky, man. It's a it's a love story. It's inspirational. It's gonna get you through the day. Just have the eye of the tiger, brother. Just have the eye of the tiger. Man, I realized that shit was some bullshit, right? Because first of
So you
all,
thought all of them fighters were real?
look, look, he
You
fought
for real?
bums until he had to fight a real fighter. Then this motherfucker going to Russia, training in the Ural Mountains, sledgehammer drills, to a tire, chopping wood, doing push-ups by fire, campsite fire, you know. Yeah. Look, and the other guy, the other, the other guy, the Russian, this guy's so jacked up and juiced up, and he hooked in all kinds of machines and everything. This guy's like a goddamn science project. Now,
And you thought it was real?
I realized it wasn't real. 'Cause I said, man, that Russian would have knocked that motherfucker out.
Listen, you
The
might hear
violent
something
man.
funny.
I cheer for the bad guys in the
Can I
movie.
say something real quick? I am not judging you because you know what movie I thought was real. This gonna be real quick. As a kid,
What?
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
thought that movie was real as a kid
Hmm.
so bad. I don't know why. And then when I like got old enough and like watched it again, I was like, "What the hell was I thinking?" And you know what part? It was. You know what? That's all I wanted to say. I'm going
Yeah.
back.
I'm gonna tell you what had me messed up as a kid. Then as a movie
I know y'all
was
fucking
Willard. Willard. Y'all remember Willard? Y'all probably don't
Yeah.
even remember
Yeah.
Willard.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember
I
Willie.
remember Willie. I
Yeah, that shit had me
remember
fucked up as
Willie.
a kid. Hell yeah, I be seeing rats and boy, I get nervous as a motherfucker. No, but then he had Ben with Michael Jackson. Then you said, well, rats are nice. You can train a rat. Motherfucker, no, you can't. Can't train no damn rat. Now you should the Pied Piper. Shit. I
Shit.
don't play with no rats.
I've seen. One thing that creeped me out as a when I was younger, I watched. You remember the old Creep Show movies? The
Now
very
you
first
know what I
one.
was scared of?
What? Roaches?
Thriller. No, because my brother,
Who's Thriller?
God rest his soul, Michael Jackson Thriller, the video.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
My brother, no, when because I used to play all the time when I was young. So my brother, God rest his soul, he would lock me in the basement. He would put the picture in, lock me in the basement, turn off all the lights, and then it like, then you know how it start with like all the smoke, like, and I was like, I'd be hollering. I mean, I would panic in a hysteria. Like it was bad. So to this day, I will not watch Thriller.
Nah.
Fuck Thriller.
The
I
movie
Not.
ain't watching.
Candyman. Nothing scared. That look, Candyman as a
You
kid.
You
No.
ain't never said
Candyman
you
wasn't
wanted to
shit.
see what was gonna happen.
Candyman season. Candyman and the Hellraiser. The Hellraiser scared the hell out of me as a kid.
No. What scared me as a kid when I was watching Phantasm. You ever seen that movie?
I forgot about that
Phantasm.
one.
The very first one. Cause I was like,
Little thing flying
So,
around.
yeah, the balls, the
did y'all see
spears.
what Paul doing? I'm sorry, girl, but that middle finger was for Paul. Do you see what Paul really going to do? Paul, don't get removed
Oh, he
out of
got to throw
control
the
of the heat.
Oh
no
Lord.
Phantasm. And when I first saw
Oh Lord.
when I first saw the very first
Really?
when I first saw Halloween when I was 9 years old. And every Halloween I was like, I ain't going trick or treating. Fuck that. I ain't going out. Michael Myers ain't coming after me. Fuck that. But then I realized that the old black guy said this nigga ain't don't live here. He don't live. Michael Myers in Illinois. I'm here. I'm here wherever I am. Whether I'm in New York or North Carolina or Georgia, Florida or Maryland. He ain't gonna follow me around. What am I thinking about? What was I doing?
I'm
I
thinking about
thought
back.
what?
Oh, I'm thinking about back in my day. We didn't have a whole lot of black. What can you say? Black horror, damn horror. people. Besides Blackula,
Yeah. Oh
you might
God.
have Blackula 1 and Blackula 2,
That's not in the.
but damn, we ain't really have a whole lot of damn. You ain't had no Black Wolf Man and shit like that, and nothing like
Yeah,
that.
Dracula. Yes, we did. Eddie Murphy.
Vampire in
He,
Brooklyn.
he was a
We had
vampire.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
He was a vampire in Brooklyn. He wasn't no
Wait a
damn.
minute, wait a minute. So who was Dracula? We had a black Dracula too, didn't we?
Yeah, Blackula, William
Blackula.
Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. William Marshall, Blackula. So I mean, we ain't had no Black Wolf Man. Of course, you had Michael Jackson in Thriller. He played a little wolf-like kind of thing. But
Well, Paul,
uh,
you know, because the oh shit, I got tongue to statistics used to show that black people we didn't survive in horror movies, so we didn't. You feel me? Like we wasn't really in them. They was killing us off in the beginning in the horror movies, and then um, real life showed that we don't stick around for shit like that.
That's right.
Mhm.
We don't stick around for shit like that. You know, us one person run, everybody run. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? We
what's going
we gonna
on?
get the fuck out of there. We is
We was a
not. What's
tester.
going on? You know, the horror movie was been cut short, so we have horror movie imperatives now.
And we was a tester in the movies in the beginning. Like let them go first, and we gonna see how they die. And then the other people were like, no, because remember when so and so went out, and then they never came back, and they be like, yeah, Sarah. You be like,
Remember
okay.
when Kelly died in that Jason movie? Oh, Jason, we're gonna do this dark meat. Oh, you did not. I know you did not. Did you taunt the killer? I know you ain't taunt the killer. What's wrong with you, girl?
Oh my
Hmm.
god. Anywho, we just got way off topic. Let's bring it back. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. I guess you gotta laugh before you cry, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Q. Q like shit. I'm about to fuck all of these topics.
That's right.
Let me tell you how I stole me a popcorn, started eating it, and realized like, oh shit, she probably watching the show. Let me text her and tell me to eat her popcorn.
Yeah, she is watching because she was in the comments.
No.
Anyway, so the next story to lead us into the second hour. Why am I glitching? I think it's my no, I think it's my camera. Um,
You look
so
fine.
the next story was did y'all see the story the headlines of the Delta State University student Demartravius Travian Trey, quote unquote, Lee, 21 years old. He was found hanging from a tree on a campus. And a police report no foul play, and they ruled it a suicide, but it's still under investigation. Now, the family wants to initiate their own investigation, reporting that he was joyful and loving.
They also said he had two broken arms and a broken leg or something.
Right. Right.
Just like the
So
50s and 60s.
So I
Yeah.
wanted to get
My,
your thoughts on that before
how
I
how how would he get up there with a rope? He'd have to tie it to a sturdy part of the tree himself. He'd have to create the noose himself because a simple knot just won't do. You got to
Mhm.
have it noose because the noose is the weight that's crushing down on the back of the neck, snapping the neck in two when you swing down from it. How's he gonna do all that? So they talk about he committed suicide. I'm like, no, he didn't. What suicide artist do you know breaks his arms and his legs and is hung from a tree? Suicide is one shot deal.
right.
You either going to usually shoot yourself underneath the jaw, which goes directly up to your brain. Because if you're shooting your temple, you may miss. It's been some people have shot themselves in the temple and survived. Some people have been shot in the head and survived.
Let us just put out a what is it called? A,
Disclaimer.
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 Not in no way are we encouraging anyone to commit suicide or anything. This is for educational purposes only
Right.
and for awareness. Okay, go ahead.
And you know, that is like I said, it's a one shot deal. Suicide is a one shot deal. You know what I'm saying? High success rate. That's just a fact. Um, no, I wouldn't have broken my arms and my legs if I was going to kill myself, because if I break my arms and my legs, how can I kill myself? I can't use my arms or my legs at that point.
Well, I
You know
think
what
in
I'm
the
saying?
beginning that wasn't established. Like when he was found, it wasn't. They never. I think that came out later about the broken limbs. It was more so like he was found, and then the family was like, "Hold on," because he was like joyous and all of this stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah, so that was just that part on it.
yeah.
Yeah, well, if he hung himself, then Donald Trump is a hermaphrodite.
Oh, we can get kicked off of Twitch.
Nah, that's the bottom line. If he hung himself, then that man's a hermaphrodite. There ain't no way in the hell this man gonna hang himself with two broken arms. He can't even get the rope up on the damn branch. Must have
Right.
just tied the damn thing around the tree. Pulled himself up. How you gonna pull himself up with his one leg? How's that gonna work? That's a hell of a sight. I'd love to see something like that. But see, that's the thing I'm saying. They going back to the 50s and 60s now. These people have been out here in the motherfucking sleeper cells, that you might want to call they little terrorists and whatever. But these motherfuckers been out here lurking and waiting on their call so we can come out and create havoc and create chaos so then you can sit in the military, whatnot, and have your little civil war and all that shit and keep Donald Trump as president, all that good shit. People need to pay attention. Just like they try to rope us into that damn Christian Kirk stuff. We don't have nothing to do with that. We don't have nothing to do with that. That's y'all. That's y'all. That's not us. So now I'm saying they going back. We're going back, y'all. Shit that people don't learn from the past, and you're sure to repeat it. And people are going back. I be trying to tell the young people, I say, hey, shit like this was happening back in my day. Oh man, I don't want to hear that old ass shit. Yeah, you need to be listening because this shit right here is coming back around.
You know
It's
what?
coming back around.
You know what, Paul? You're absolutely 100%, no, 1,000% right.
It's coming back around.
Because what people don't realize is, when you mention uh his honor, if we can call it that, uh the one, the exalted one that just unfortunately lost his life, and that's my disclaimer. Um, but to be honest, I can't feel empathy for a person who didn't feel who wouldn't have felt empathy for me. Honestly, I can't. Now I feel for his kids, maybe his
Are we talking
wife.
about Kirk now? That's what we're talking about?
Yeah, maybe his wife, but
How
him,
we how
no.
we switch?
How what?
How we switch?
Switch what?
Oh wait. Oh, talk about Kirk.
I didn't think so. Not yet. Hold on.
Oh.
Is that all?
Oh well, before we talk about Kirk, let me say this about the Delta students. I don't know. I'm wait till they do more of their investigation on that, but it sounds like some foul play. They also said that when they a couple out that they found him, they found a white guy that was hanging too. I forgot his name.
Mm-hmm.
Young white guy that was hanging too. So there's two people that got hung. So with him, of course, most of us black people are going to be like it was a hate crime, some kind of hate crime, because it happened on the same day as that Charlie Kirk day, if I'm not mistaken, or around the time was it something happened on the same day, like a mass shooting or something. There was so much stuff happening back to back that it was more focused on that him than anything. But as far as him, he wasn't the only one hung. It was two of them hung. He was just a black one, and it was a white one. And I feel like it was foul play in both of them, some kind of
Tales of
foul play. But
Mississippi.
yeah,
I agree with you. I definitely agree with
Mississippi.
you. Only because
Mississippi with the
so
white
they
guys
found
on
them.
the left.
So they found them yesterday, and yesterday morning I think they found both. I did see it too, but they're publicizing the one, the black the male the black male student. But I also wanted to highlight when when the mention of like suicide became a play, it was like, well, he was happy, he was this and the third. I need people, or I would like for us to become more educated on signs of mental health and suicide. Like it doesn't have, but look, some of the people who present the most happiest and like they have it all put together, di- or can possibly cause self harm to themselves. Like we gotta stop saying, "Oh, well, they happy." So it's not that you never know what somebody is going through internally, and mental health does not have a face. It doesn't have a
Yeah,
look.
and you know what? If they were to hang themselves, right? They do it the old prison method way. Tie a knot to like whatever handle,
I don't
and
want to
choke
get
the knot.
descriptive because that can be misleading.
No, no, seriously, seriously,
No, I'm saying
because
too because it's many
because
different ways
no
people can.
guy, no man in his right mind is going to go, oh, I feel like I'm going to go hang myself today, so I'm going to climb this tree. I'm gonna construct a noose or have the noose ready. I'm gonna tie the noose onto the tree, and I gotta
No,
make
I
sure
don't want
that
to be descriptive. I'm trying not to get banned. You being descriptive. We
right,
can't do that. No, we can't say that because you're being descriptive and you're showing how. We can't do that.
right, okay. But going back to that, I don't think it was foul play. I think it was murder. Okay, foul play is the politically correct way of saying yeah, it's murder. Somebody did this, but it's Mississippi. It's Mississippi.
It's always Mississippi. It's
You know,
always in
isn't that,
places
isn't,
down
isn't that where the Devil's Punch Bowl is?
there.
Yeah,
It
that's where the
happened
devil.
here. Well, I remember a couple of years ago. I think I was. I don't know. Drew, correct me. I probably was in my 20s, 30s. Um, but even in West Baltimore, they were finding people hanging. So it's not. It happens often, more often than what's being
Yeah, a
spoken
couple of
about.
years.
Yeah, it happens everywhere, and I think more often than we talk about. But I think people think that there's no such thing as like sundown states. But I think they're picking and choosing what cases to exploit.
Of course.
You
A
know, what
cousin that
cases.
was murdered by being hung when I was young.
Well, see, they
Right?
not tell you about
Yeah.
sundown town, sundown town now. Excuse me.
It wasn't
They not
race
really tell
related
you
though. It
about it.
was black on black crime.
Hmm.
Cause see, they still exist. Y'all seen the video of that black man, that black trucker that ran a foul down here, them white folks down there in Clyde down this way. Them places still exist.
The
They
thing
will.
is, like, even with the one here, did they catch the people here who did it? Coke? I don't even remember that because it
No,
kind of
it
like
was
was
a
talked
couple
about.
of them. It was one by, I remember it was a couple by Carver that was found. They had found a couple of people on like school grounds, and it was more than one. I think it was at least, from to my knowledge, at least five. And then it kind of, the story just kind of disappeared, but they wasn't talking about it. People like in those areas knew about it, but they wasn't publicizing it. It didn't make like the news like that. I think only one or two made the news, and then the story kind of died down. And I think because, like you said, it was more so like a, I guess, black on black crime. So yeah, okay, you know what I mean?
Hey, but when we talking Mississippi though, right? Listen, hear me
Hmm.
out. I feel I'm like Paul of them on that. When we get the further down south, they start getting it just seem like stuff just be more wicked down there. When you talk about like hangings and shit like that, it's seem like it happened more the deeper down south you get than anywhere. In Mississippi, man, it just Mississippi just one of them places that it's a lot of black people there, but it seems like they still doing a lot of fighting, you know, race shit down there,
That's
like
probably.
the Carolinas.
I might be wrong, so don't nobody quote me because I might be wrong. I'm just saying this out of my own thoughts. But shit, Mississippi might still be the only state where you don't have more black on black crime as you do white people hanging black people down there.
I don't know
And
too
that's
much about
big.
Mississippi crime.
and that's big. You remember the movie The Ghost of Mississippi? That shit, Mississippi still got that feel to it. People can feel that shit
Mhm.
down
Mississippi burning. They got a lot of things about Mississippi.
there. Shit.
Growing up, but they was teaching us, a lot of, you know, history about, slavery and, segregation and
Yeah.
just anything that divides us from other people. Like just I can't speak for where everybody, but here in Maryland, man, they was heavy on teaching us that in the 90s. Like that was heavy in our education when I was growing in our education when I was growing up in the 90s. Like man, the Great Wax and Black Wax Museum used to scare the hell. That's that slave ship exhibit scared the hell out of me growing up. Like we used to have to go every year. Like they used to put that in us so much. And Mississippi was had to watch some movies about what was going on down there. It used to scare me as a kid. I
Shit,
never been to Mississippi.
that's why all them good blues singers could come from down there. Came from down that
Yeah, I
way.
ain't never been.
Cause they had the damn blues for real. You can't sing about something you don't know, and they knew the blues.
Hmm.
The
They
Mississippi blues.
they knew oppression. They knew oppression.
We had the, I'm telling you what, I lived on the edge of oppression being born in 61. I lived on the edge of it. Not realizing it though, but close to it. But
I
I'm
don't
gonna
do
tell
well
you.
with racism, so I don't know.
I don't think nobody does, but it's one of them topics that's kind of very sensitive. Like no matter what side of it you on,
Yeah,
um, everybody I think experience different forms of like racism, prejudice, and discrimination.
Yeah.
yeah, because
So
racism come from
it's it's
everywhere.
it's, it's everybody just have. I think it's because everybody experience is different. Everybody's treatment is different. So I think sometimes the perspective and experiences are similar, but they differ because of the race.
For anybody that shake their head and say that man hung himself, they know they telling a damn lie and the truth ain't in them. So let's just put that out there. You don't need no disclaimer for that.
Right.
That's a fact. If they gonna shake their head and say that man hung himself, they telling a damn lie and the truth ain't in them.
But we expected for them to say that because they say that about every single person
Like
that
the guy who rolled himself
that
up
they
on the
find
mat.
hanging.
But
Yeah,
just like Jude
exactly.
mentioned, it was more than one, but you're not hearing about that other one, which to me is concerning. But you turn around and you say that you want to rule out foul play, but you still have an investigation.
Well, Coco, I don't know. It depends on what articles you watching. Because before I even seen the guy, the black guy, what's his name? I be forgetting their names.
I
Trey.
seen
Before I
one that
say
reported
him,
too, but they didn't disclose their race or anything. But everybody else, I think his was more so highlighting because different entities became involved. So it kind of pushed back the other one. It was mentioned, but it wasn't highlighted. His face was like the cover of all the stories.
yeah. Well, his face ended up being the cover, but at first when they showed him, and then once they found the other guy, they was like kind of did an article with both of them. But then his parents is pushing. His parents pushing. I think the family wanted it, want him more highlighted, different, which I could
Mhm.
understand.
Yeah,
Because they fighting their own fight, but they was at first because they I was trying to figure out why they were trying to push them two together because they would all the articles I was seeing at first because I ain't see the ones with him by himself. It was more so about them talking about both of them, like that they had found both of them. But then now I agree with you. Now all I see is his story. I don't really see too much about the other guy. I see more people saying, reminding people like me, like, hey, I'm not taking away from the young black guy that died. I'm just saying a lot of shit happened that day, and
two people lost their
I
life.
got I got another theory on both of the hangings, but I'll rather keep that till I see more.
I think we
You
might be
know.
on
But
the
he hung
same
in
page. I still think it was a hate crime, but a different form of hate crime.
yeah, well, he had the
Yeah.
black. What school was he at? Delta State.
Yeah.
Isn't
And
that
they also threatening all the they sent out the hate threatening emails to the HBCUs and all that stuff.
Hmm.
But I can't just see a whole bunch of rednecks coming up on taking a chance coming up on the Delta State University grounds. Not unless they're on the outskirts of them where they wouldn't be seen.
But a lot of these college kids are doing a lot of things. So we seeing a lot of like fraternities being like
Yeah, yeah.
reprimanded for like different behavior. So I think some, and what is it called?
Hazing.
Hazing.
Yeah, hazing and all of these other things. So a lot of these universities and different schools are experiencing a lot of different groups of hate that's practicing hate
Yeah,
or being more
yeah.
vocal of their ideologies. So it's kind of
I'm,
like
I'm quite sure that hanging somebody isn't considered hazing. So let's get that part out there. I'm saying, as far as them hanging this brother on a black university grounds. So now, are we to assume that a bunch of white folks went up here and done this? Because I mean, you gotta be recognized. You gotta stick out. If you a bunch of white folks, so I don't care what time it might be. If you white folks, you a bunch of white people with a black guy, this just might be two or three of y'all. Then y'all might be able to pull it off. If y'all done fucked them up somewhere else and brought them back to the university. But I'm saying it might be some kind of hate crime within, from within.
It's possible.
See, everybody looking at it as being a hate crime because he is hung, because they know, hey, white folks hung Negroes back in the day. So, hey, bop, 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 hang his ass up. But see,
no,
we got to realize, too,
I think
there's
what me and you were
situations.
saying was about it's two. One of them, yes, the black guy, but when we go into the whole race thing, there was also a white person hung as well that was found right with him, not far away. So now you have a black person and a white person that were both hung. So
Okay,
then it makes it like, okay, so when we say that, that's why I mentioned, yes, they do hazing and things like that for these fraternities, but you do have different races of people that still attend these schools, and you have more so now, especially like within the last couple of years, people are more vocal about their culture and who and what they don't like, and we're seeing a lot happening on the college campuses. So who's to say? But I'm thinking it might have been something else on the lines of hate.
what neighborhood did the white guy's body found in? What neighborhood?
It
What
was the
neighborhood
same
was?
campus.
Hmm.
They both was found on the campus.
Oh, he was on the campus as well, further away. So they could have been probably presumed to be lovers or something. If they are black and a white, I mean, you don't know what's going on these campuses. I mean, whew, boy, the stuff that
He
they
might have,
try to manufacture, they try to manufacture stuff to create people to hate, hate, hate. But you
yep.
gotta look at other stuff too that's going on. People don't give you the whole damn story. That's why I don't really trust the news people. But they don't give you the whole story. Because there's much more than just a black man being hung with broken legs. Somebody thought them guys was loving them, beat the hell out of the black guy, and then hung him up and killed him. They say, hey, we can't let the white guy live. Go ahead and hang his ass up too. I mean, some shit like that. Some radical shit. Some radical devious shit to cover up the shit that you're doing. Evil, 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 evil. I see it on TV all the time. It's amongst us.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
agree.
Yeah.
That's why I don't be trusting these damn people out here around me. They get to talking to themselves and talking to people that ain't there and all that shit and swinging their little sticks and acting like they Bruce Lee and Quata do and all that shit. No, no. I gotta have distance. So you start trying to make a move, I can catch you before you get to me. No, we ain't gonna have none of that. Mm-mm.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Anybody got anything else on it?
It's just sad.
It is.
I hate that the families gotta go through that, but hey, it's sad. Watch what comes out. If they investigate enough, watch what come out. Remember this moment.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with you. Now on to Q's favorite person. Now, the, the gentleman Tyler Robinson, the suspect that for the death of Charlie Kirk. Um, so we know he was caught, right? And he's pretty much not saying much. But this morning, a lot of things I saw this morning. So I'm quite sure the story has developed since this morning. So what from what I saw was there was some messages of a confession to his roommate that was released. Now, the transcript of how these messages were supposed to be sounds very uh it doesn't seem realistic to me, but hey, who am I? Because like some of the messages were like they didn't seem to be authentic because it was more so like, hey, um something, something, something. I forgot how it started. And then the roommate was like, wait, what? Was that you? Did you do that? And then he was like, I did. I'm sorry. And then it was something like, yeah, I wanted to go back and I guess like get the rifle so I can take it back to my vehicle. And then I'm like, who says vehicle? Like certain the ways that of the language, it just didn't seem like a conversation that you would have. And then he was calling him. So they said roommate, and then he was like, "Hey, my love, I'm okay," and you know, da 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 da. So I was just like, so do y'all think that it was authentic? Okay.
We don't know what's real anymore
True.
because this administration is so distorted in everything they do, say, mean, that nothing has meaning anymore, right? So the golden the golden boy gets shot through the neck last week. Viewer discretion is advised, or auditory discretion is advised. Uh, you know, I like I said, I don't feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for his kids. I don't know his wife. Don't care to know his wife because she married that awful piece of shit. So she's a piece of shit too. But the kids, they're innocent. I feel for them. But you know, the problem with that sect is they so worried about the minorities. They're so worried about us that they can't even see their own house rotting. You know what I'm saying? They can't even see their own house rotting. Now, Nick Fuentes is who you need to look at. Nick Fuentes is the person that everybody's looking at because there was a beef between Charlie Kirk and Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is that white supremacist.
Excuse-
Nick Fuentes is the supposed suspected white supremacist. That's a groiper. You know what I'm saying? He's a groiper. I don't know what the hell that was, but I had to look it up myself.
What
Um,
does that mean? Because I saw it because I didn't know who he was when you
they
mentioned
they
it.
they groipers are extreme.
Like radical.
Yeah, yeah. They what they want to do. They want to incite a racial war because they feel like they got the numbers on their side, which they really don't. If you think about it, they really don't.
Right.
Because it's more white folks that's on our side than it is on theirs, and that's
Just
just the
sneezed
God's
my
honest.
bad lash off.
That's just the God's honest truth. Because hell, even white people are sick of other white people's shit. They sick of it.
My bad.
I think I'm the only one that caught it.
So it's I hate to see this guy go, but to me he disparaged black people, and I'm like, yeah, he got to go. Now Charleston White's like stepping into the ring, disparaging his name, disparaging Charlie Kirk's name. I was like, this is interesting, very interesting, because I don't know why people follow Charlie Kirk. I don't see. Well, I was like, what's so special about it? He's a fucking podcaster. He ran a goddamn podcast.
But
Okay,
his rhetoric was
he had he
yeah,
had
he had a
influence.
narrative.
Yeah, he had influence among who? The young people. The young people are what? Impressionable.
And he was also very much connected to a lot of politicians.
Right. Most of those psycho religious type people are usually racist.
They're usually sacrificial goats too. I
Yeah.
mean, oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. I thought I was on mic. I thought I was on mute. Yeah. But yeah,
No, he's right though. Because think about it.
That was so dysfunctional, I swear.
Because think about it.
I'm sorry,
Think about it. Jim Jones, right? Remember Jim Jones?
the Kool-Aid guy,
The Kool-Aid man. That's the
Guyana.
guy. Yeah, that's the guy. He started a church in California, right? You know, he preyed on the poor. He preyed on and he was a sexual deviant too. Jim Jones was a sexual deviant too.
Mm-hmm.
He that dude was fucking everybody. Men, women,
Yeah, kids,
kids.
dogs.
Yes.
Shit, I remember that.
Yes. He was a real sicko. He was really sick. I'm glad he put the bullet through his head. Okay. Let's just get that straight right now.
He had to flee the country. Tell him about me. He had to flee the country because he couldn't do what he wanted to
Yeah,
do in California. So he fled the
right,
gun,
right,
Guyana.
right. So what he did, he took advantage of the elders, right? A lot of the elders, our elders, black folks, right? They looked up to him, filled his church coffers. They filled his churches. You know what I'm saying? So he goes to Guyana because he can't do what he wants to do. He feels like it's religious persecution. So what do some of us do? We empty out our life savings to go look seek salvation. Go seek this man. This man's going to lead us to salvation. And you see what your salvation ended up being. Dying by the end by dying by a glass of Kool-Aid
In a damn jungle somewhere.
in the jungle of Guyana.
You know, I personally did not know who the hell Charlie Kirk was until, um, because I like most people, I don't, you know, I don't watch Charleston White either. I might entertain something that he talking about that I may, be like, you make a little sense. But some of the stuff he was saying kind of reminded me of like the white version of him and just a little different. So when it come to everybody want to put out there about the racism, that's expected from other races, but I see it a lot. I'm saying more black Charlie Kirks than anything. So I don't really care about Charlie Kirk because he didn't personally affect me. He's saying a lot of shit that a lot of other people saying. And but because of that, it don't mean that I gotta be like, I don't care that he died and all that stuff. I think that's kind of rude, that some of the stuff that people doing, not necessarily, calling you rude, Q. But I feel like some people, anybody, any death, you feel me, is I'm not, I don't care, in the same sense, but like I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I'm glad he died and all that stuff. Like I've been seeing some of the other people saying, I don't agree with that. It's okay to not care
Yeah,
about a person
yeah,
that has absolutely no factor in your life. That is fine. But some of the rudeness that's coming along with a person, being killed. What I do not agree with is the flying him over military soil and flags half staff and him getting a better honor than
yeah.
people who
What the
actually
fuck
in
is
death who
he?
actually saw
Yeah.
served in the military. um People
What
that were fought for this country in the military, they get a place in the ground an active duty get a salute, but not everybody get, what they got. And then to label his murder as an assassination, to give it that kind of classification that you give presidents and other political figures, I
Yep.
do not agree with that.
Well,
I
that's
do also do not agree with the race war that this group of, because not all white people and not all white men did this, but the white man fight back movement that they did to, kind of blame somebody else when everything came out that a white Republican, did it. You know, I didn't like none of the stuff, but it just seemed like everybody was focused on it, and it's been school shootings, and they shot up the camp, the school while the kids was praying. There's been a couple other school shootings. Two people got hung, and only thing we was focusing, like, the country is going downhill and the president is doing stupid shit. We was worried, everybody was worried about Charlie Kirk. It's much more shit to worry about than that one person. And I feel like it was set up through the government. In my opinion, that's just, my opinion on that. Ain't nobody stupid. We know what they do. Donald Trump is the president. I mean, we know who the president is. So we know how the government do things, man. We can't trust. We can't trust them.
we know who the puppeteer is. The puppeteer. He's the puppeteer. They pulling his damn strings. But anyhow, they didn't let his puppeteering ass fire that sister from the damn what's that board, governor's board of the thing for the what's the damn thing? The money people, the treasury.
Yeah.
I said they didn't let her. The court said he couldn't fire her, so that's a good thing. So that's some good news there. Cause you keep trying to get rid of the sisters and the brothers from all these positions and everything, but you couldn't get rid of her. So now, like you said, it's a whole lot of shit going on in this world, and nobody's paying attention. This little steady talking about how well the money is and that the money that they saving, but still none of that's being shown to the people. I know now here food prices still high as hell, getting higher. But I never ever paid attention to anything Charlie Kirk said. So like you said, when he died, it really didn't affect me. So I people saying what I connected was freedom of speech. Because see that's what got Megan and them killed was freedom of speech.
Yep.
Martin, Malcolm, the Kennedys, all that freedom of speech got all them killed. So Charlie Kirk, he's no different. His freedom of speech got him killed. He was promoting hatred,
So would you consider him a martyr?
ignorance. No, but that's what they want to make him into, a martyr.
Exactly.
They're trying to make him into a martyr. But like I said, he was sacrificed. Everybody around him knew it was time for him to go. They probably didn't intend for it to go like that, but it was time for him to go. And they just went on and wrote it out. Ain't no conspiracy. Everybody got their opinions about stuff, but them people, I mean, what was the Security Act? He's a big player with Trump. Trump says like his son or something like that. I mean, his security was the same people that was around Trump during the time his ear got shot supposedly. I'm telling you, these people play too many games. And then people say, "Well, you're telling a lie. You're just looking for stuff." No, you gotta be paying attention to shit
Hmm.
because these people are shaping shit the way they want it to be.
Because I'm trying to figure out how Donald Trump's ear grew back.
He has some miracle growth.
Right. 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 But I was like, damn. And I was like, wouldn't if he got shot in the ear, right?
He got grazed.
Right,
They
or
said it was
Yeah,
a
grazed in the ear.
graze.
from 200 yards away,
Right.
he got grazed.
Right.
Damn, that was a hell of a shot.
Why did he have blood on his face?
That was a hell of a shot.
Why the hell did he
200.
have blood on his face? And I was like, hold up. The bullet came from opposite of how he was standing, right?
That
The gun
mother,
point, and he got blood on his face from his ear. Get the fuck out of here! It look like he took some damn highest 57 ketchup or whatever. Get the fuck out of here!
I'm telling you, theatrics is hell.
And they actually think this guy's a hero. I was like, a hero for getting shot? Are you serious? Charlie Kirk getting shot? He's a hero? Get the fuck out! He was a podcaster.
Well, he actually did more than podcasting because he was doing speeches on behalf of a lot. That's why he was connected politically to a lot of people. But we know because we don't agree with what he was spreading, but there are people who actually agree with him and follow him. Because did you see how many people was there?
Yeah, you want to know
Like just
why?
to hear him speak. So I mean, we just
That's
You
have
want
to
to
Utah.
know
be
why?
realistic.
That's Utah.
That's right. That's the
No,
youth.
regardless of where it is, he has a following. Like how we saying like well, what the you know what I mean? Like we don't agree with that ideology. So people who he has a following because one he was getting paid for it. Two, he was connected. As we can see, the treatment that he's getting shows like who and what he was connected to. So
Right.
those things is just like we can say what we want, but he was tied to something, and then we all know it's something deeper. But of course, I'm like all the other like content creators. What's the new line dance? Because I'm minding my business.
Yes. We don't need none
He
of his
was
Kool Aid
debating the
talk.
fuck out them college kids. They was in his ass though. Like he was debating them college. I did watch a few of them for real. And
Yeah.
like I said, I see a lot of I don't want to sound like I hate, but I see a lot of people out here just like him, you know.
Mhm.
There are a lot of people just like him, and he didn't only speak on black things. He spoke on a lot of things, I guess. But you know, us as the black community, we only focus on what's dedicated, what was directed to us. So I understand that. You feel me? The rest of the stuff don't matter. So I wouldn't say that he was necessarily, just racist. He sounded like Charleston White.
But
That's
for a
why he's
different race of
speaking.
people. Yeah, I agree. But for a different race of people. But then also when it comes to Charleston White, that's like a hit or miss. I really don't. At to a degree, some things he speak on, I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But then he'll
Hmm.
do something that contradicts it, and it's like I can't take him seriously because you don't stick to one cause, and then you start getting on some bullcrap where you literally putting down your own people that you claim you want to uplift. The two don't go together. So it's like you got which one you trying to do, and people, well, I'm using this so I can get eyes on this, but you get more eyes on the ignorance than you do on the shit that really matters and the awareness and the good that you do in a community that gets downplayed because you start being ignorant on other topics. So I think what I'm noticing now is that I do hear him speaking more positively on what's needed. That's the
Well,
message that what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Whereas though oh boy, he never stayed away from what his beliefs were. Like regardless of what the subject matter was, that he took political topics that were being voted on and that was highlighted, and he went around state to state and he debated people who had a different perspective or a different opinion.
nothing's wrong with that. But let's see. They putting Charleston White out to see if his black ass gonna be bulletproof. Cause now he was fine on he been talking about the black folks and everything going black folks. Now you been putting him out there with this Charlie Kirk shit, knowing how these white folks feel. Y'all trying to put that man out to see he bulletproof or what? If y'all gonna get that man some protection, y'all gonna take him around to these white places where he been going all this stuff. I want to see how this gonna play out with him because I think it was fine to everybody, as long as he stay over here on this side of the tracks. But now you done cross them tracks over into them white folks thing over there, getting into their shit real heavy like. So
Listen,
let's see what they gonna do with him. Let's see what's gonna happen with this here. Let's see how that's gonna play out.
listen. If you're a person that has two has a first name as a last name,
Uh,
you ought to be trusted. Period. Okay. Okay. You know, that's like um That's like calling yourself, like I said, that's like saying my name is Bert Tony. Bert Tony. I don't know if I can trust you, man, because you sound like you're kind of weird, and that's how this Charlie Kirk guy was. He came across as just awkward, right? How I watched him get his ass beat in a debate when he went out to Cambridge, England. There were two students that served him lovely, and he couldn't come back from it. But what you're going to always see is him getting the better of the kids he's debating. When that's half the time, that's never the case. Yeah, he's right on some things, but he's wrong on others. He's more wrong than right. See what I'm saying? Yeah, it's the same. He passed. Let's get that out of the way. But am I mourning him? No. Are my bills going to stop because Charlie Kirk died? No. Are my dogs going to stop for a moment of silence when they fly jets overhead? No. Nobody cares. Okay? And it when Nick Fuentes, watch this. Nick Fuentes is the person. That's the Groiper. He's part of that movement called the Groipers. They are the most extreme version of the right. They want extermination of minorities. You know what I'm saying? These are like the neo Nazis, and all of this other shit. But they would say they called they called Charlie Kirk a moderate. Like, again, who the fuck is Charlie Kirk? Who is he?
Somebody's son.
You know what I'm saying? Who is he?
I mean,
He's what he was who? Somebody's son.
yeah, somebody's son.
Okay, I'm with Q. I mean, I see he had quite a following with that the place he created. What's the name of the place? Something USA. But yeah, so he had
Turning Point.
a whole lot of people are aboard and all that. So he has following stuff. But I'm saying still, for this man to be connected as well as he was, y'all felt that comfortable with his ass going out to the Utah that y'all really didn't think y'all need no security for him. Because just a few black folks out there in Utah, especially maybe at that little school, you might have about 5. That's being moderate. You might have 5. And they're not going to be too dark unless they're on a sports team. Wait, hold up. I forgot about the football team. They got a football team out there. I forgot that's Utah Valley or something like that. So they might have a football team and they might have 3 or 4 on the team. So let's say about 10 blacks. They're not going to be running around.
You gotta add 2 more. The Water Boy, that's 1. And,
What are we talking about?
I'm talking about Utah and how
white it is.
yes.
Okay.
So we could not be expected to be running around on no roofs around there talking about shooting people and shit.
Right.
And for when all that happened and they just seen a shot or whatever, seen a spot up there on the roof and they didn't show all the other shit, the first thing these people jumped out of their mouth was that what? Who was it? It was them. Right. Them who?
The left
wingers. But okay, that what they got to do with us still. So why is we being threatened at schools and all this stuff? What does that have to do with us?
Yeah.
We not out there. We knew we had nothing to do with that shit. And people
You
And
know
people
what the
out there
problem?
know we didn't have nothing to do with it.
You know what the problem is
But
though.
even though, okay, so let's get back to the topic of Tyler. He was also a left winger, even though he was of a
Yeah.
different race. It's not only just us. So we got to remember that too. It's a lot of people that look
I
like
thought
him.
he was a Republican.
Yeah, he
He,
was.
No, his father was. His father is a MAGA supporter. That's another thing that came out. He wasn't, because he was a homosexual male, and he
Uh,
also was against a lot of the hate things that he was spreading. And he was saying that it's about time somebody stopped him. So even still, even when you talk about the left, anybody that's not in agreement with this administration is considered a left supporter, no matter.
Wasn't MAGA a big supporter of him? Wasn't Trump and him a big supporter of Charlie? Trump
They
said he was
were.
like a son
yeah.
to him.
I mean, they were, but I'm just saying, as far as the person who was charged, and because I think sometimes the misperception of the left is that the left is just all black, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that I wanted to clear up, because the person that did it, even though he looks like him, he was not a Republican. His dad was, and they said his dad was like a diehard MAGA supporter, but he wasn't. And then
Yeah.
we're seeing a lot more now, even in a lot of the reels that I see. A lot of these young people, they don't have the same perspective or the same opinions as their parents. And they're speaking out more so about
Well,
the
tell me,
disagreements and what's going on. So I don't know, we gotta widen that lens a little bit.
let's. I want to ask something. Go off for a minute. Something. 'Cause I was something that I found curious. Now I might be wrong, but now when they showed that guy jumping from the building,
Hmm.
not really jumping, but let himself go from the building. Did he have anything in his hands? He didn't have nothing in his hands when he jumped from that building or let himself go from the building and fell to the ground. So now, either it looked like it might have been a story that half high or something like that. But I mean, he had no leg bend or nothing. He just took off running and he was gone. So now,
Yeah, they say he
I'm
was
trying to
suffering.
figure out. I'm trying to figure out how and where was he carrying that gun because they ain't showing breaking it down or nothing like that. Where was he carrying that Daniel Boone ass gun for it to be found in the woods and wrapped up and whatnot? Where was this gun at? Because I'm saying I don't understand how you jump from a building that high. You don't bend your legs or nothing. If you do bend your legs, then the gun got to be in your doggone legs down through your pants or something. I mean, and you run off like nothing's wrong. I don't understand. I don't understand. I know
According to
I went
the
off subject
report,
for a minute, but I had to ask
they
that.
try to say that he left it, and his intentions were to go back for it once, I guess, the crowd died down.
Right.
Allegedly, this is all allegedly. So I guess once the day dispersed, and he was trying to blend in with the crowd.
Did
So
he
unless
jump
I
because
down off the
what they
building
were
yet?
some videos
talking
didn't
about.
come out immediately. Those videos came out after. Like we got him in the midst of it. It wasn't like as soon as he got shot. They're like, oh, look at this video. That stuff came out like after. And I mean, I'm quite sure they had the same questions, because they did have it, and it did tie back to his was it his family? I think somebody in his family, it was their weapon.
I'm just wondering though, because I didn't see him jump from the building with nothing. I just seen his ass jump from the building and haul ass.
Well,
Yeah.
here is where the problem lies. Also, right. Going back to what you're saying, Coco, about you think people automatically think that liberals are associated with just being black or whatever. It's labeling.
Yeah.
Everything in this country is labeled. People, especially. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
If you don't support Trump, then you're either a a liberal or you don't care about politics, you don't, and I'm like, listen, they're all crooked and they're all Freemasons. That's who runs this country. It's Freemasons. Yeah, I said it. Freemasons. It's run by Freemasonry.
Can y'all see the private chat?
You
Mm-mm.
know, okay.
Let's see.
Um,
No,
Go.
I just,
That's over there.
it's this. Yeah, everybody's like, it's a setup. This thing is a setup. Setup. Yeah, well, nah, I didn't care about Charlie,
Open forum.
and I didn't
I,
care
I
about him now.
I don't think uh that everybody think that the left is black. I think that it's just more than one war when it comes to dealing with the left and compared to the right.
Yeah,
So I feel like because they beef with everybody, they beefing with black people, white people, it don't matter. You feel me? On the Democratic side for real. And and same over here, like beefing with everybody over there. You feel me? Not even beef like the people that actually are, but within that argument, there is this group of people who want to incite a race war as well. So regardless, every time it happens, like something happens, everybody these group of people always pointing the finger and turn the thing into race. Like, and it's not just only white people, it's also black people. It's there's groups of people that make everything about race. And some situations are about race, but not all of them are. Some things are just about right and wrong. And we can all agree because you even got some people on their side disagreeing with some of the stuff we say. You got some people outside agreeing with some of the stuff they say.
yeah.
But it's separate wars in the midst of that. With the Democrats and the Republicans beefing, they are also trying to start a race war as well. Not even they, one side really. Then you got a whole nother group that's just going against, everything. They ain't even with them, but they feed off of them to go after. And then with as a black person, dealing with all that, then you gotta deal with the black people that's also racist towards black people. You feel me? So it's a bunch of wars going on. It's a lot. So pay attention because they throwing different things in front of your face to keep you distracted from what's really going on. And it's a
Yeah.
lot of things going on. I can't keep up. I'm trying, man. It's
Well,
a lot going on.
It's a
the,
lot of smoke and mirrors. Me and Q talked about this earlier.
mhm.
So I'm just gonna go to the open forum to try to like get away, not get away from it, but just to try to expand it. So I like when we spoke earlier. I think a lot of the issues is certain medias know how to pull on certain strings to do like smoke and mirrors, and like what we do, we make everything, and like you just said, we make everything about the race so that we can be combative in each other. Like in my whole life, I've never seen this much chaos, especially in our political arena. I've never seen as much madness, and we could say it's technology, we could say it's a whole lot of different things, but I think so much is being put in our face right now, and a lot of the conspiracy theories that everybody was saying, oh, it's a conspiracy theory, it's a conspiracy theory. Now we're like, oh, this ain't no conspiracy theory. This is some real stuff. So now with so much being put in our face, it also is exposing the ignorance of what we won't believe, that there's something like happening and spewing that we need to be prepared for. But we're really not taking heed to what's going on for us, like the financial markets, the like education, like just everything, like it's changing. And in the way that it's changing and how rapidly it's changing, like we as a country is in trouble. Just like even like we was talking about, I know I'm about to go off topic. When we was talking about the traveling thing, people not paying attention, like some of the countries people want to go to, they don't deal with no Americans, and it ain't about you being black, white, or whoever. Once you show that passport, you're an American.
That is correct. That is correct. You are an American. They don't care if you're black or white. They don't care if you pecan tan. They see that passport. You're an American.
They telling you that on them social media platforms. They telling you over here. They laugh at us because we defined by color, black, white, race, Asian. You feel me? Whatever, Hispanic. Like they want you to classify who you are here. And other countries, feel like we are crazy for that because we should be American, and it gets deeper when how the Africans feel about us. But whatever. At the end of the day, we're American, and um, yeah,
Well, you see,
that's
they
all I
don't
gotta
have
say
on
about
them
that.
applications. They don't have nowhere on there about no European American on there, do they?
Mm-mm.
So why should you have to have an African American on there, motherfucker? I was born here, I'm American. Excuse my language, but that's just the facts. But I ain't never touched the soil of Africa. My blood probably so far removed, y'all probably got them had to pump it over here, special delivery or something through the Amazon or something to get me some. But I'm just saying the facts is facts. They want to put a label. That's a label. African American. That keeps us from getting anything that's beneficial to us because we're not recognized basically here as an American. So when you start saying, "Hey, I'm American," then hey, y'all gotta start giving me the same fucking benefits that other Americans get. Those European Americans. I mean, oh, the Americans get. But
Did you just shout out an Amazon package?
yeah, I
Well,
said,
it was the
yeah.
whole scenario. It was just like, wait a minute, what? Got to deliver. They're going to have to deliver
But he
expressly
missed
to
a
that.
beat. It was kind of like Capricorn. I was like, Amazon.
Yeah, I'm saying, hey, the thing is over here. You hit it on the nail. That people don't realize that shit is happening so fast that they don't see that we are slowly being shut down from everything that's beneficial to us because we're not American. And those that keep that label on us, then we're not gonna be able to get everything we're supposed to get. And I'm telling you,
I'm
you
gonna
hit
get
on
what I'm supposed to get because I went in the market today. And can I just tell you the other day, I went in the
uh-oh.
market. Let me tell y'all something. I'm ready to go get me a shiesty and go in the market and take all all the meats I want. $30 for a roast. I wanted a roast so bad, but I just refused to pay $30 for a roast. Are
Huh.
you
Yeah,
serious, Marcus? And the roast
Mm-hmm.
was like this big. I just had to put that out there. I know that was so off topic, but
yeah, yeah.
I
But I'm
just
saying
thought
that's
about
what
it.
you
You
have to
make me
do.
want to go get and look. I'm about to buy some stock and shiesty because the listen, the way
Listen,
that
I'm
they
just
got up.
saying the food price too high. It should not. And no, I don't want y'all to think I'm a little brokey or something or not. And I just it's the
Fuck that.
principle that why do that little piece of meat cost that much? You feel me? Like
I'm
it's
telling
just
you. And they
it's
done cut
just
out
like
and they done cut out the middleman.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
and
so crazy.
they cloning everything. Oh, speaking of cloning, I'm sorry. Can I go off topic real quick?
Yeah.
So I've been watching this show on Netflix called Black Orphan. Have y'all watched that
I
about the
heard of it.
about the clones? I'm so invested. I'm on season 2. It's 5 seasons, right?
Mm,
So, as at first I was like, and it kept popping up in my mentions, like in my recommendations, but Netflix. So it's pretty much about how the government they did a clone. So something happened where the original DNA is allegedly missing. So what happens is it got out of control. So they're all over and they all look alike, but they have different personalities, different walks of life. So hold up. One was a trans man. She turned so when she came, but she liked men. But anyway, long story short, it's so interesting because every time it's like every other episode, a new one comes or they find out and they be like, we have another sister. I found another one of us. So now on the flip side, there's a whole nother special project that's called Caster. Caster is the men. Most of them are military. And then they all spreading out like on farms and so, but they all look alike. So now they're kind of like in an internal war with the clones to try to find out this original DNA because that's the only way they can cure themselves when they get sick. Because when they get sick, they call it a glitch. They start to glitch and they start to like, bleed and all of this other stuff. Start
Yeah,
season.
Bobby Lee.
But it made me think about it when we were talking about the food and how they clone and everything. So and we always talk about how stuff be in your face. This is something I really think going on. Can you imagine seeing 20 of you with different personalities?
Mm.
Like,
I'd
so
be
so
sorry
one
for the
so she
world.
was like, she said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. A soccer mom, because one of them because it was just her. So it started off with the first episode. I'm gonna just like kind of ruin a little bit. The first episode, it started off really action packed. They was in the subway, like in I think it was New York or whatever. Somewhere. So they was in the subway. So the girl walked up to her, looked at her, and it was like she was looking at herself. So she was shocked because she didn't know what it was. And the girl jumped in front of the train. Y'all know what happened, right? So she took her purse. So come find out it was a police officer. So as she's doing the investigation, she's noticing, hold up, it's another one that looked like me. So when she followed her, it was like a soccer mom. She had a whole family with all these kids, but it was only one that could reproduce. So they were trying to figure out what was her DNA because they all wanted kids, but they couldn't have children except for this one. And the guys, they would have sex with women, but when they do it, they would give them some type of disease that turned their eyes red and it would bulge. It was a happen. But it's a really good show. So y'all gotta
What's the
watch
what is
Yeah.
the name of this?
it. But
Say,
it's awesome.
they would have sex with the guys and their eyes would turn red.
So
Man, that's knocking that top of
hold
the
up.
head
It
off,
was this
wasn't
one part Q would like this part. So it was this one episode, right? The one episode, the guy this is when the men come, it gets real. The men come in season 2 because everybody think it's just the women's, right? So when the men's come in season 2, so they was picking up these women. So I don't know, they all like horn dogs, right? So and it's always one that's like a psychopath, right? So he meet this girl
Yeah,
in the
man,
club.
there's that many of us. I would think so.
It's they deep as shit. So they meet this girl, one girl at the club, and she all on him. She like, yeah, da 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 da. So they start to have sex, right? So the other one comes and so the other one, he has like no facial hair. The other one, he got like this weird mustache and all of this stuff. So he's like a little lonely too. So he's like touching her arm and she was like, oh no, wait. And so they was like, no, it's okay. This is my brother. We share everything. And she was like, I didn't sign up for this. And then it's like, it was a hot mess. They was literally trying to do everything together. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I
Yeah,
think orgy stuff. But they all nasty, like real nasty. Like some married, some like they got a lesbian, they got a trans man, and then my favorite is Helena. I ain't even gonna tell y'all because I want y'all to watch it, but Helena is the truth.
I'm gonna have
Helena
to
is
watch this.
yeah. Helena is Ukrainian. When I say they all over the world, they like literally all over the world.
Sounds like my type of show.
You gotta watch it. I'm trying to tell you. I'm on season 2. I swear to God. I don't watch nothing else until I finish all 5 seasons. You can tell I'm pretty much invested in this
yeah,
show.
you invested.
Because at first I was skeptical because I had finished Beauty and Black. And I said, I'm gonna just watch it. Man, that first episode when I seen that train hit, that's so action. I like a good
Beauty
action.
and
So
Black got on my nerves.
but it's really good though. Y'all gotta check it out. But anywho, what
I'm
was we talking
watching.
about before that? Cloning meats. Yeah, but the government is cloning our food. That's what made me think
They've
about
been
it.
they've been cloning it. They just got more advanced with it. The
Yeah,
And
Simpsons
they're
told
making
us that though.
documentaries and they putting it in our face that your foods that you're buying, and that's why they overcharging because they want to keep the DNA cycle and they got to pay for the chemistry in the labs.
Man,
better
listen.
go back to learning how to be farmer. Grow you some potatoes and beans and shit like that. Kill your own cows and learn about shit like that.
Yeah.
See, that's what people don't realize. I seen where they said, what was it? It was 70 black families that went and bought some property and shit and made them a whole little town and shit.
Yeah, somewhere in Georgia, in
Yeah,
North,
you
North
need to
Georgia.
do shit like that. You gotta build up communities again like that, and learn about growing your own stuff. Cause I'm telling you, the shit that they doing now to people is ridiculous. That shit, I don't even like eating meat no more. People say, "Damn, don't you like eating meat?" Not really, because I mean, the shit don't taste right.
And
For
don't.
real. Nothing tastes the same anymore. Like if you and I don't think like new young adults understand. And I'm glad we were part of like a generation that knew what certain things were.
Hmm.
And you're like, this ain't right. Like this not how it's supposed to be. Like we know better. And I'm telling y'all, we get ready to be like the Jetsons. We gonna push a button and then boom, dinner on the plate.
I'm not eating that shit.
And I'm like, it's so easy. You know how we had the microwaves, like do do do. Remember how Jane used to go over to the thing? What do you
Hmm.
want, honey? Ding 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 ding.
You know, they've been doing that though. Once the vending machine started frying French fries and making pizzas, I knew it was a wrap. Because you can,
Mm,
and then they started doing shit like make. The first time I saw it was at Good Samaritan Hospital, and that was like early 2000. That was like mid 2000, maybe like early 2000 something. You
They
know,
still
like
got.
yeah, they still got those kind of machines. I ain't been in there in a while because I don't work there, but I've still seen those machines at places. They usually like at warehouse jobs and things like that, or
yeah.
um,
Like a
shoot.
toaster oven?
No, it's like a regular vending machine, and you can like fry fries. Like you can get French fries. You can get like French fries, nachos, pizza. Like you can get all types of shit out of vending machines. And if
And
you
they come
go
down
over
ready?
into like Japan and stuff, you can get even more shit. They are more high tech on that vending machine shit than we are. But here
Yes.
they do have vending machines that you can get like pizzas and all types of things. Well, mainly pizza. Like I ain't seen one with chicken tenders yet, but I'm pretty sure you can get chicken tenders. But
So wait
for
a
real,
minute, you
French
hit the
fries.
button and then it cook it and then it come out
Yeah,
ready like
and
on
then
the
they
tray.
come out. Yeah, come out like in a little on a little box thing, like a little box. Yeah, and they just think about it now. Shit more advanced now, so I can imagine.
Oh, they probably got Salisbury steak now.
Hmm.
So listen, they've been doing that for a minute. Like they've been improving things like that. And listen, man,
Ooh,
to the younger kids, they need people to fix. They need people to fix the machines when they break down. So the best thing for you to go into is IT, some kind of engineering, or that techie shit for real. 'Cause they need them more than anybody.
cute.
Yeah.
Look, you
He
know that
eating
when
them
somebody
that
say techie shit, I gotta get the techies involved.
he eating them damn seeds again.
Yes,
Hmm.
you and these seeds. That's how you know when it kick in, because you get quiet and all you see is that cup, and then you be smirking, smirking, and
Uh-huh.
then this cheek right here be like this.
Oh my God. Why? Why?
You
Why?
got
Why do we have to have people picking on me about my seed habit?
I mean, you got this is you. This is you. We can't help because you be like,
listen, we ain't picking on you. You just don't understand what we hear. Because your mic right there by your muscle, we hear the eating the seeds the entire time.
Oh,
like
So,
a squirrel.
I
Well,
like
you sound like a squirrel.
from the time you put it in your mouth, you hear you just moving around, cracking it, spitting it out.
Yeah, just like a squirrel.
Green thing.
And look, and it's only because your mic like right here. You get an up close and first. You can do
Well,
what's they
they do
called when you
say
eat the
that
food? What's this called when you eat the food and people listen? You definitely can eat the
ASMR.
seeds. Sit there,
hey,
talk, and, eat the seeds. When the
ASMR.
people be eating the food and you can hear them chew it, it's like,
No, uh,
You know, people make money off of that.
yeah,
yeah,
I'm ready to do one drinking water. Somebody told me I should do one because I can hear myself drinking and be like,
that's
whoop.
a that's
I
a,
hate to hear
a,
people
a,
chew, but
a,
if I can make
ASMR,
millions
whatever.
of dollars, I'll do a chewing video.
smacking, smacking. Back in the day, you smacking the table, you gotta get your damn whole mouth knocked off your face by your grandma or somebody.
Mhm.
Okay, let me see your little
You
ass
know
in my
who
table
started that?
smacking your damn food and shit. Close your mouth. Bam!
Yeah, my mama one of them.
That lady with the pickles. Remember the lady with the pickles? She started all of this. But she had that mic and that big ass jar of pickles.
Mm-hmm. And she
A
be like,
sister started that movement with a pickle.
Oh Lord.
Make
Mhm.
it look at you.
Oh, not a pickle. Was it a deal?
Ooh boy.
Maybe a pickle.
ain't say nothing.
Ooh. Oh Lord.
On
Ain't
that
say
note,
that.
yeah. So on that note, we gonna close out. This wasn't bad for my little first time.
No, no.
My
No.
little first time. Got a little
What's
bit
the
thing,
name?
huh?
What's the name of that picture on Netflix again? The orphan what?
Black orphan.
Black orphan.
Yeah,
Black orphan.
yeah, black orphan. So we don't have no take us off the air music, but thank you, thank you to J Bear Tay, just right for you. My brother Richard Hicks Jr. We got Dietrich Brackett, Lamont Pleasant. Who else was in
I
here?
seen this though.
Morena, Tay, Nia, Jude. And if I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, we had some people on Twitch. We had some people on Kick. This was our first time on both of those platforms. But if you are watching it on a replay, go ahead, follow us, like, comment, all of that good stuff. But we'll be back next week. I know we were supposed to paint, but I had some delays and supplies. So we're gonna try it again next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this one. There you go.
And then stay tuned. So thank you, Jude. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Antics Semantics.
That's right. That's
And
right.
we will see y'all next week.
Yeah.
Hold that note.